Welcome back to Kleppers Corner, Today in History, where we take one random date and realize that humanity just keeps tripping over itself in the most fascinating, tragic, and occasionally delicious ways. Today is August 25th, and apparently this day has everything. Nazis being told au revoir, telescopes blowing people's medieval minds, space probes giving Neptune the world's first close-up glamour shot, Dorothy finding out about over-budget Hollywood projects, and, most importantly, instant noodles. Yes, liberation, exploration, and chicken-flavored dehydration all in one day. So let's buckle in because August 25th is basically the Costco sampler platter of history. Segment 1, the liberation of Paris, 1944. Paris, August 25th, 1944, finally free after 4 years of Nazi occupation. The city had endured hunger, humiliation, and being forced to pretend Edith Piaf sounded better in German. Eisenhower originally wanted to bypass Paris entirely. His logic? Urban battles are messy, expensive, and, let's be honest, hard on Yelp reviews. 2 stars, too many barricades, and the croissants were rationed. But Charles de Gaulle wasn't having it. He basically told Ike, if you don't march into Paris, I will, and I'll bring my own parade. That's the French version of you can't sit with us, but with tanks. The French resistance was already staging uprisings, fighting street battles, and calling dibs on office furniture from Nazi headquarters. So Eisenhower caved, and French armored divisions rolled in alongside the U.S. 4th Infantry. Now, the German general in charge, Dietrich von Koltitz, Hitler's guy, was ordered to burn Paris to the ground if he couldn't hold it. Hitler literally said, make it a field of ruins, which, coming from the guy who designed the Reich Chancellery like a Vegas casino lobby, makes sense. But Koltitz looked around and thought, 20,000 demoralized soldiers, a city full of angry Parisians, no reinforcements. Yeah, I'm not getting blamed for blowing up the Eiffel Tower. He surrendered. De Gaulle then delivered his iconic speech. Paris, outraged, broken, martyred, but Paris liberated by itself, by its people. Translation, thanks America, but let's not pretend you get top billing in this playbill. And the next day, he marched down the Champs-Élysées in what was essentially the greatest French flex of the 20th century. Segment 2, Galileo and Voyager, looking up and looking out. Let's roll back to 1609. Galileo Galilei points a telescope at the sky and shows Venetian lawmakers the moon's craters. And Venice, famous for gondolas, masks, and overpriced Bellinis, suddenly realizes the heavens aren't perfect little crystal spheres. Nope, they're bumpy, dirty, and cratered. Basically, cosmic acne. Galileo's telescope kicked off the scientific revolution, which, like all revolutions, annoyed the Catholic Church. Excuse me, sir, but the sun goes around us. We're the main character here. Flash forward to August 25th, 1989. Voyager 2 cruises by Neptune, which up to that point was just a blue smudge in textbooks. Turns out, Neptune is a stormy, windy, violent place. 2,000 kilometers per hour winds, a great dark spot, and a moon, Triton, that literally shoots nitrogen geysers. It's like the planet had been auditioning for a Michael Bay movie. We've got storms, we've got explosions, we've got icy death lasers. Then, in 2012, Voyager 1 officially entered interstellar space, the first man-made object to leave the solar system. It's still out there, carrying a golden record of Earth's greatest hits. Greetings in 55 languages, whale songs, and Chuck Berry. Because if aliens ever find it, we want them to know, here's humanity, we're complicated, but we also rock pretty hard. Segment 3, The Wizard of Oz and the Great Moon Hoax. August 25th, 1939, The Wizard of Oz premieres. MGM threw everything at it. Technicolor, multiple directors, and Judy Garland in ruby slippers. Fun fact, Over the Rainbow almost got cut. Imagine Hollywood executives saying, too slow, no one's gonna remember this. Meanwhile, it became the most iconic song in cinema. That's like cutting Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen's Greatest Hits because it was too weird. The film didn't even make big money at first. It only became a cultural titan after TV started rerunning it in the 50s. Families gathered around their glowing boxes and collectively decided, flying monkeys? Yeah, that's childhood. Today, it's impossible to imagine pop culture without Oz. We've got Broadway musicals, Munchkin memes, and endless political comparisons. Which world leader is the Scarecrow with no brain? Spoiler, most of them. Now rewind to 1835, the Great Moon Hoax. New York's The Sun newspaper publishes a series claiming there are forests, unicorns, and bat-winged humanoids living on the moon. People bought it. Imagine Twitter in the 1800s, hashtag moonbats trending, new influencers with 12-foot wingspans. It was fake news before Facebook. The only thing missing was a Russian troll farm. Segment 4, Swimming, Parks, and Ramen. August 25th, 1875. Captain Matthew Webb swims across the English Channel. Took him 21 hours, no wetsuit, no Red Bull sponsorship, just raw Victorian-era stubbornness. Imagine treading water for a full day in icy waves while your support boat yells, "Keep going, Matt, you're only halfway." Personally, I get winded swimming to the pool ladder. Jump to 1916. The U.S. establishes the National Park Service. Before that, Americans saw wilderness as something to conquer, not conserve. The Park Service basically said, hey, maybe don't strip mine Yellowstone. Thanks to that, we now have majestic landscapes, breathtaking wildlife, and TikTokers falling into geysers while taking selfies. And then in 1958, Momofuku Ando invents instant ramen. The man deserves sainthood. This was the moment when broke college students everywhere found salvation. Forget penicillin, forget the internet. Ramen is what truly shaped modern civilization. Cup noodles became currency in prisons, disaster relief in crises, and fine dining when you crack an egg in there. That's innovation. Segment 5, Independence, Tragedy, and a Child Peacemaker. August 25th, 1825. Uruguay declares independence from Brazil. A small country saying, nope, we're good, thanks, and carving out its own place in South America. It wasn't official until 1828, but hey, Independence Day parties need a date, and this one stuck. But this day has its shadows too. In 1914, German troops destroyed Louvain in Belgium, burning its medieval library and executing civilians. A war crime that symbolized German brutality in World War I. Libraries, folks, books are dangerous. You can't let people learn things. They might start asking why you're invading Belgium in the first place. And in 1931, catastrophic floods in China killed thousands overnight, part of one of the deadliest disasters in human history. Millions would perish in the wider Yangtze River floods. It's a stark reminder that nature doesn't care about your borders, your wars, or your Netflix queue. Finally, in 1985, 13-year-old Samantha Smith, an American girl who wrote to the Soviets asking for peace, died in a plane crash. She had visited the USSR, met leaders, and symbolized hope during the Cold War. Her loss was heartbreaking, but her story remains proof that sometimes a child's letter can cut through nuclear paranoia better than 1,000 political speeches. So there you have it, August 25th, one day, and we managed to liberate a city, challenge the heavens, cross oceans, build parks, invent noodles, inspire fantasy, and occasionally burn libraries and flood entire regions. It's humanity in a nutshell, equal parts genius, chaos, tragedy, and comfort food. And that's today in history. If you're ever feeling small, just remember, even Voyager is still out there, carrying our mixtape through the stars. And hopefully when aliens play it, they skip straight to Over the Rainbow.